I need to make something very clear. The only reason I'm doing this podcast tonight is because I look pretty hot. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I look pretty good today. The reason being that this morning I had my makeup done professionally by, you can't really see it in this light. Okay, you can't really see it in this light. Maybe I just look normal to you. But to me, I know the difference and it looks pretty dang good. But a friend of mine, the amazing Carly Joe in Columbus, Ohio, is a professional bridal and, makeup artist and invited me to her studio to do a little makeup trial. She likes to do different videos for her own content page and asked me to model for her. I was like, yes, of course. So I had to get a good video in because this doesn't happen every day. You don't get a $200 makeup treatment every day. So we're doing a little podcast. This episode's just chill. I'm cozied up in our living room. It's kind of like our den on our little couch. This is the love seat that was given to us by a couple who was moving, and we were in our engagement season. And so they were like, hey, we don't know how long it's going to have. It's like an old love seat thing. Dude, I have a hair on my lip. What is happening? There it is. But we've had it for several years, and they had it for several years. So you can kind of feel the springs now that you're sitting on it. But anyway, I'm just here. I'm hanging out. I got a smoothie on my way home today, and it's pretty good. It's I almost always go for the same smoothie. Does anyone else have a fixation of an order? I always get kind of the same thing. Oh yeah, it's so good. I get a peanut butter chocolate protein smoothie almost everywhere I go. This one's definitely one of the better ones I've had though. That sound was probably disgusting. It was at one of those places that it's oh, this is someone's juice business, but very clearly they bought too much MLM protein powder or juice mix or something. Someone tried to be a nutritionist and it didn't work, so they're selling it off to someone. But pretty yummy. Okay, I'm gonna stop swallowing so you don't have to hear that nasty sound on camera. But today we're just chatting. I just thought it was about time for just a chill episode with a couple little stories. Maybe we'll talk about a couple things we're into this spring. Maybe 1 or 4 of my cats will join us. Who knows? My makeup looks so good and it's so dark and so late. Who knows what could happen? I certainly don't, but I'm glad you're here. All right, let's do it. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but the spring this time around has just felt like it's been paced out very oddly, I think. I feel like January took forever to get through. February happened in the blink of an eye. I'm recording this here mid-March. I feel like March just started, but here we are, basically at the end. We had St. Patrick's Day this week, which I realized I've never really celebrated. I didn't really think too much about it, but I'm a McHugh. That's my last name. I'm a Mick. I have a little baby C, as the second letter to my last name. So it's time to start owning my, married into heritage. So I wanted to do something fun for St. Patty's Day. So we got some friends together and went to a bar. And honestly, we hung out there for 4 hours. We all had 1 drink. That's maturing as an adult. But it was fun. We had some great conversation and just kind of got out of the house. There was Irish trivia going on in the bar, but it wasn't super crowded. I guess maybe because it hit on a Monday this year. So we kind of listened in, but mostly just kind of did our own thing. But that was fun. I wore my green sweater, got to just go out. I feel just getting out of the house just does so much good for you, especially when you either work, at the home or but for yourself all the time. It's hard to really see the world a little bit and just be oh, right. There's different spaces that I could just go to and enjoy. So anyway, it's good to get out of the house. I've been doing that definitely a lot this spring. different, like going to coffee shops, even by myself just to try something or have a solo work day or take myself on a little date with Ian, obviously, if our schedules align, and we'll go grab a coffee or a bite to eat somewhere we haven't tried before, but also just with other creatives. Something that I've been trying to do more of, because as an adult, everyone's lives get really busy. Everyone has different schedules. Some people have kids to think about. Some people have, multiple jobs or a really crazy job or just a normal job where they have to have, the same work environment and be inside of an office on the weekdays. So what I'm trying to do more so in this, time where I really want community, but it's hard to make plans, is just like put out a date and time on my own calendar and make the decision to go myself and then invite others into that plan instead of trying to get everyone on the same page. Does that make sense? I think my friend Julie Texan talked about this in her podcast, really pretty good, a couple years ago, that because she lives in LA and it was just hard to get all these people together and how do you plan the schedules, and everyone's got a creative career, so everyone's very busy all the time. So she was just saying she started doing that, and I've adopted that in my own life. And I found that more helpful, honestly. We'll text a friend and be like, hey, we're having a bonfire tonight in our backyard. You guys are welcome to join. No worries if not. And then it just makes it easier. They can either just say no, they've got something else, or it's more likely that they will say yes because there's no, oh, what time? Where should we go? How much? I don't know if I want to drive that far. It's here's the plan, yay or nay. And that's been helpful. So anyway, I'm already rambling about life, but yeah, I feel like the spring's been a little interesting. What I do like, and I say with an asterisk, is the weather. I'm in the Midwest and it's been pretty warm. We've had a really warm March. I've had several over 60-degree days where I'm just sitting outside in my t-shirt. On March 10th, I was just chilling in a t-shirt outside. That doesn't happen in Ohio. And that's the reason my asterisk is there, is global warming, panic. But selfishly, I'm this is nice. This is really nice. It's nice to see the sun. It's just nice to see her. Granted, one day we will be so close to her, we'll probably just melt because we can't exist anymore. And hopefully the Lord will come back at that time. But it is nice to see her. Can't deny that. Speaking of the sunshine, one of the things I'm super into right now, I'm really obsessed with this, is our new back patio. Ever since we moved into this house, I have wanted a little back patio set, just nothing fancy. But when you go to someone's house and they have an outdated grandma back patio set with the big cushions and the chairs and then a little glass table, and there's always lemonade, and there's a little umbrella you crank up, and on a nice day you sit out there with your little food and you're just outside. That's what I've always wanted. And I've looked a lot on Facebook Marketplace, off and on, for the past 4 years since we moved in, to try to find something like that. And everything is either super beautiful, a beautiful bamboo and cream, back patio couch with a coffee table. And then it's $800 or $1,000, even secondhand. Or it's a small wooden chair, missing leg, as is, free, pick up today only. So I bought a set of chairs from my friend, when she was moving. I bought a set of chairs and a little tiny, very small wooden table. It's an IKEA set. That's what we've been using the past couple years to just barely scratch the itch of what I wanted. And it's been fine. We've had a few dinners out there. It's been nice to sit out there once in a while. But the main thing I need is that umbrella, because I want to work outside. On those nice days, I don't want to be sitting inside on my computer. If I have to be on my computer, I want to be outside on my computer. Can't be outside on your computer when you got the sun glaring on you. So you need the shade from the umbrella. These are just first world problems, but it's true. So when the weather got super nice, I got super motivated to find this back patio set. I was we're doing it. I don't care. I'm just going to put some of my money aside. We're doing it. And we had just gotten a tip at a recent wedding. So I'm great, this is going to go for a back patio set. So lo and behold, I get on Facebook Marketplace, and within a matter of minutes, I found nothing fancy. It's just 2 chairs and like an iron metal table. Not iron, that'd be really heavy. Probably just like aluminum, but it's like a metal table, like a nice quality table, and a brand new umbrella. Like the chairs don't even match, but they don't not look good, if that makes sense. Like the table is like black metal, the umbrella is like a brownie beige, and then the two chairs are like gray, but it's fine because all of that was only $60. The lady lived 10 minutes down the road. They were moving and didn't need it, and so we got it. I love when Facebook Marketplace works out like that. Like 5 times out of 10, it's a scam. We got scammed once on trying to buy a car, got scammed once on trying to buy something else. I lost $20. You never know. But when it works out, it works out. And I was so, so happy. So I'm not kidding. Like the last several days, every single day that it has not rained, my butt has been out on the back patio working at that table. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. So I'm kind of obsessed with that right now. But anyway, as we transition from March into April, and I know this podcast won't come out like right when you're, it's not going to come out tomorrow. So you're probably going to not hear this for a few weeks, but I wanted to share just some easy little things that I've been into this spring. One category is like entertainment, and then the other is just like practical things around the house. So I guess I should have put the patio situation being outside in the house category. Let me take another swig of this smoothie. I also don't know if I like the word swig. Ew, can you hear the swallow? It's like a trigger. Ooh. Oh, wait, I need to give you more of an update. I promised you an update. Okay, update. So spring is here. We had a wedding on New Year's Eve, which wrapped up 2024. Then we had a wedding. I had an elopement in January on, I think, the 17th. I had a little family session, somewhere in there. And I don't really do those, but it was a really cute story. One of my clients got married last summer, and they booked a package that included like an anniversary session like 6 months later for the two of them. And they got pregnant on their honeymoon. So they came back from their honeymoon like, hey, can we turn our, anniversary session of the two of us into a maternity session? I was like, of course, that's so cute. So we did that in January. And then I had one wedding. Ian and I had one wedding in February. And that was a very cold day. And it was such a beautiful wedding, but it was very, very cold. And we had lots of locations. I think we did 5 locations in one day. So it was a monolith of a wedding, but nothing in March, which is amazing. It just feels so good because my whole year is booked out. So to have a whole calendar month where there's nothing photo-wise, like photo shoots, I should say. I've had a lot of work this month, but photo shoots, nothing. Lots of emails, contracts, keeping up with clients. I'm launching, obviously, The Getaway is coming up. So putting the pieces together on that has all been amazing to just have the time to focus on that and not have to, get too in the weeds with photography and working with clients directly. So all that to say, that's kind of been our spring so far. This coming, like the next few months and weeks are going to be a little crazy. This is always how it is, right? Like our lives are picking up, we will be traveling quite a bit this spring. We have 2 separate New York trips in a matter of 2 months for some client work and some business meetings. We have a trip to Vegas coming up. I'm so excited for my trip to Vegas. You guys are in for a treat because my friend Katie B. Funk is coming back on the podcast when I'm in Vegas. You're welcome. And so I'm thrilled for that. Then we'll have Easter. And then we have a big trip abroad in June, which I cannot wait to tell you more about. I guess I can. I mean, it's just like a family trip, so I don't know why I couldn't. Yeah, family trip. We're going to go to Ireland, Italy, and Morocco. And we're traveling with Ian's family. And so it'll be like a really fun, trip with the crew. And we'll see a lot of the McHugh crew and we'll see a lot of cool things. And it's always like, with a family, you're not going to do all the things you do when it's just like a solo trip or with, a couple, like as a couple. But I also am really starting to love those kind of trips because you see the world through the lens of like, you know, other people. And it's just really cool. Like to travel with someone else who doesn't want to go as fast is a good reminder to like slow down, savor things, look for 2 to 3 small things to do in each day instead of like when it's me and Ian, we're like, and we're going to go to Versailles and then we'll go to the Eiffel Tower and then we'll grab this dinner and then we'll hit up the jazz bar and then we have a reservation, you know, not all the time, but it is like, we're more like, oh, let's just put everything in one day. And when you're with like, oh, parents, like Ian's parents, yeah, we're just going to play some cards. We're going to sit at the beach. We're going to have a little something to drink, have a little something to eat. And that's the day. And honestly, slay. It's such a fun day. So I'm excited for that. But oh my gosh, you guys, we booked the coolest Airbnb in Ireland. It's not the most fancy thing you've ever seen. The interior looks a little shady even. It might be someone's shed. We don't know. But the location, it's like remote. It's right there on the water on a lake and there's mountains like right next to it. It looks very private and probably like it's in shambles, but I'm so excited. It's like so pretty. And I feel like just to have that little experience, like a little off the beaten path. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. So very excited for all that. But anyway, yeah, this spring will lead into the crazy summer, which will lead into, you know, all that's happening while we've got weddings, which will lead into crazy fall. But it's fine. It's fine. I have to check myself all the time because it is such a privilege to do this and to travel. And so many people want to travel and can't or don't prioritize it or literally don't have vacation days or money. Like I get it. So I never want to be complainy, but I'm just giving my perspective. That's all I have to give is my perspective. And so I'm just trying to gear up and get ahead of myself before things really kick off. But it'll be a great rock and roll to the year. So other things going on. Today was a little crazy with the makeup and I sound so pretentious. Yeah, I had like makeup and then I had like a photo shoot. It was like so hard. Check yourself, India. Check yourself. No, it's just fine. It was just like one of those days where I stayed up late working last night because I had double caffeine. And I had a meeting with a creative. And then because I stayed up till like 2:30, I slept in till like 10. And then I was like, just from then on, kind of in that reactive mode of, oh, I slept in. So now I'm a little late for everything and just kind of go. And traffic was crazy and Ohio drivers don't know how to drive. So it's a whole thing. But all that to say, we're here. We're doing well. Time to get into some things I'm into this spring. I am into, like I said, education stuff. What? Education stuff? I meant entertainment stuff. I've had too much education, I think. I'm a little educationed out right now. I started like a nonfiction audiobook from someone that I really like and usually have no problem listening to. And I was just like, whew, too much knowledge right now. I don't want to listen. Okay, so on the entertainment front, we did our whole Oscars watch. So I think we're a little movied out right now. It was kind of a whole thing. It was great to watch all those films, but some of them were like, I don't think I ever shared my opinions after the Oscars. Bruh. I was just disappointed. Like, Anora's not that good of a film. Whatever. But anyway, so all that to say, I'm on more of a TV show kick as opposed to a movie kick because I think I'm a little movied out at the moment. So right now, the shows we're watching are Arcane is one of them, and it's on Netflix. I am not a League of Legends person. I'm not a gamer. I'm not a video game person at all. But my husband likes League of Legends, and so he, of course, was like, we have to watch Arcane. He watched it already, I think with my brother, and then he was like, babe, you have to watch this. And I was like, I'm not going to understand what's happening. And he's like, no. If you like animation at all, if you liked Into the Spider-Verse, if you even just have, the inkling for a good story, you don't have to know any of the pre-existing lore. You can just jump into it. It's like, okay. So we're finally watching it and we just finished season 1 and now we're on to season 2, which came out pretty recently. And it's really good. Like, it's really good. And maybe if you don't like action or you really don't like comics or anything like that, maybe you wouldn't like it. But It's really good. And I do think it's not quite family friendly, but it's animated. It's kind of like in that same Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales like animation style. But to me as an artist and like growing up drawing I'm a drawer, like this is beautiful stuff. And I do think like anyone who likes action and fantasy maybe, or like sci-fi would really like it. But it's just a great show so far. So I would give that one a suggestion. Okay, another show I'm watching right now is Glee. I know it's been out for several years, but I've never watched Glee before. And I grew up as a theater nerd and huge fan of all the musicals and singing and all that stuff. So I'm like, it's time to watch Glee. I like it so far. I think I'm also on season 2 with that one. It's kind of my background show right now when I'm doing a task I don't need all my focus for. So I've been putting that on. Love it so far. Very cute. Also, freaking Jane Lynch. She's hilarious. I'm going to have to put her on my wall of like acting inspo. She is so good. She just commands the screen and is so committed to the bit. It's fantastic. And then my other show I'm watching right now doesn't really matter. It's The Bachelor. I'm not like a diehard Bachelor Nation girly, but I've enjoyed it. I think my mom used to watch it, you know, once in a while as kids, and we'd always be like not allowed to watch the super sexy parts, like when they made out. But then like she'd be like in the corner, like watching anyway. But I started watching it more like after college. I had a roommate in Pittsburgh and we would watch it every Monday. We'd like curl up and watch The Bachelor. And so not every season recently, but I feel like every other, it tends to be like I'll watch 1 or 2 of the seasons on Hulu. But this season, it's just been fine. There's been no big drama, which is like good. Like we love mature, healthy relationships. That's great. But it's just kind of, I don't think he's going to end up with anyone. And if he does, it'll be like after the fact, they might get back together and date situation. We'll see. It's fine. It's whatever. But I enjoy watching it just for the drama. I love, again, when it's not my drama, I'm all about it. Okay. Aside from shows, other entertainment I've been into is audiobooks. I'm still on my audiobook kick. I'm into it right now. And the audiobooks I've been listening to, I listened to The First Lie Wins. I started this last fall and I just never finished it, but I finished it more recently. Really good. Like it's, you know, a suspense book. Kind of forgettable, I would say maybe, but it was a good one. Like if you're looking for your next read or listen, that's a good one. But the one I'm into right now, or the series I'm pretty invested in, is The Housemaid is Watching series by Frida McFadden. And I really, really liked the first one. And I listened to all these. So I really liked the first one. I was very invested in it. Really into the second one. I was confused how she was going to like carry on the series. And I was like, is this a one-hit wonder situation? So I was like impressed. Like she did a great job. I'm on the third one now. And it's like one of those things when you listen to an audiobook, it says like how many hours are left. And so it said like a 10-hour audiobook. And, you know, I'd listen and for a long time. And then it'd go down to 7 hours left, 6 hours left, 5 hours left. And I was still like, is this going anywhere? Is this going to get any better? What's happening? So I think I've got, let me check, 3 or 4 hours left. 3 hours and 39 minutes, 39 seconds left. We got 3 hours to wrap up this audiobook. And so far it has not been anywhere near as good as her other ones. We'll see. We'll see what she does. But I've also downloaded several other audiobooks to do next. And one I'm really excited about is called Demon Copperhead, which I think is about David Copperfield, but it's like a fantasy, like fiction or something. I've heard good things about it. And 21 hours. That's a big book. Bruh. It's also hard when you get into audiobooks because I do still like reading, and it's such a different like set of like skills and things that it fires, I think, in your brain. So I have to like, I'm like, do I want to read this one or listen to it? I've heard a lot about the Sarah J. Maas A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I am down to give those a try because if they're good, they're good. And I've heard they're amazing. But I'm not a huge like Dungeons and Dragons and magic and fantasy romance and like, you know what I mean? Like I like Harry Potter and I like Hunger Games and I like Percy Jackson and I like Divergent. Like the dystopian stuff is cool. Once in a while, the little like fantasticalness of wizards and spells is cool. But I'm not like, ooh, dragons and knights and romance. I don't know. And I don't know if it's like actually like a really good series that has some of that in it or if like that's the bulk of the series. So I don't know. If anyone's read the Sarah J. Maas stuff, let me know if it's worth it. And let me know if I should do the audiobook or listen. No, do the audiobook and listen or read the actual book. Let me know what you think. What changes your experience? Okay, other ones on my list. Verity, Gone Girl, Wicked, the actual book instead of the movie, because I know there's a lot more in the book. Listen for the Lie, A Casual Vacancy. I don't remember downloading these. Anyway, so yeah, still on the audiobook kick, still on my podcast kick. I like to listen to Emma Chamberlain's podcast. I listen to The Holy Post. I listen to the Heart and Hustle podcast with Evie and Lindsay. That's pretty much, I listen to the Esau Macaulay podcast once in a while. Once in a while, I listen to the Jackie Hill Perry and her husband podcast. There's like one or two others, but mostly I just yap and make my own podcast. I don't know. Okay. And then now for other things I'm into right now, aside from sitting on my patio, aside from my peanut butter protein smoothies, with this warm weather, I have been really into just walking outside or running outside. We do have a little treadmill that we have indoors, but duh, India, of course you have a treadmill indoors. But with the weather, I've been a little more motivated to actually go for a jog or run outside, and I don't like running, so that's saying something. I've been into making a little content creation, doing my little video editing. I might be in my video editing vlogging era. We came back from this trip. I have so much content. I have so many cool things, like so much potential videos and stories and posts, and it's like awesome. It's a little overwhelming because it's not my full-time job. That's just like supplementing, you know? It's just like more for fun. Sharing my life with you is more for fun, you know? I don't need it. But I want to sit down and sort through all that. Last thing we're into right now, for your listening pleasure. And then you can get on with your life because why have you listened to all this so far? I didn't think in my brain up until this point, I'm like 28, that you could just buy shrimp and add it to your meal. And that sounds really stupid now that I'm saying it out loud. But we do a lot of salmon. We do a lot of chicken. We do a lot of bacon. We don't usually buy a lot of red meat just because it's expensive. Ian doesn't like ground beef for the texture reason, so we do like Impossible meat or tofu once in a while. I like meat, but I'm not like gonna go out of my way to get like a pork loin. I don't even know what I would get. But yeah, I'm not like out there trying to get giant red meat every single day. So once in a while we're like, oh, should we try to get something else like a steak or like a scallop or something? And recently, I don't know why, this was the first time in our entire marriage, but we were like, let's try shrimp at our home. So we bought some shrimp and made a delicious dinner of spaghetti squash with an Alfredo sauce and not Brussels sprouts, asparagus and shrimp. And it was delicious. And it was so cheap. Like spaghetti squash is so inexpensive. It was like 89 cents for the whole giant thing. It fed the both of us. It's just vegetable. So it's not even bad for you. And then you add more vegetable with the asparagus. It's like that meal was like negative calories. It was amazing. We also tried to make our own sushi recently. We did a sushi date night. Love it. Highly recommend. Very easy. We did have to buy our seaweed on Amazon, which feels really stupid, but it's true. We had to mail order some seaweed because we couldn't find it at the store. And the ones they did have were like teeny tiny. We need like the rolls. Got some seaweed and we just like put jasmine rice. We cooked our shrimp because we just felt like we should. It was like frozen. I don't want to like thaw it and then put it randomly in there. So we did cooked shrimp, cream cheese, avocado, carrot, cucumber, jasmine rice, seaweed, and then rolled it up. And then we just mixed hot sauce and mayo and added sesame seeds on top. It was delicious. And it's supposed to be sriracha and mayo. We didn't have sriracha. It's fine. Very good. Very good. I even grated up a little ginger root on the side. It was fantastic. I recommend sushi night. It was easier than I thought too. You don't need any like fancy rollers either. You can just do it like the seaweed holds it together. Okay. We also have been into birria. That's the other thing. It's so late. My eyes were like not focusing. Birria or whatever. The taco meat is so good. We get it from Trader Joe's. It's in the frozen section. It's expensive. It's like $7.99 for like the smallest little portion. But for us, it gets us like, I would say 3 tacos each minimum. So like one nice dinner. And then usually like 3 more tacos. But what you do is you get your little corn tortilla, dip it in the sauce, fry it in your pan, melt your cheese, okay? Put the meat in it all warm. Put, like you guys don't know how to cook, put some onions, chopped onions in there, a little bit of cilantro if that's your thing. It's my thing. Put some lime juice, and then you eat that. It's heavenly. Trader Joe's frozen birria. Delicious. Now, because it's a little pricey and because it doesn't give you that much for the price, I'm like, how do we make this at home? I looked up the recipe. It's like a whole chuck roast. It's a multiple hour situation in the crock pot. I don't have the time for that. But I did find a already seasoned birria roast in the meat section at Aldi. We're going to try that next. So excited. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been into. That's pretty much everything about me right now. Thanks for listening. Yeah, nothing new to report on anything else. I'm trying to figure out underneath all this gorgeous makeup is hormonal acne, and I'm trying to figure out that situation. So if there's any more revolutionary products, I'll let you know. But for now, I'm just enjoying life. I hope you're enjoying your spring. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found a new meal you could try, a new audiobook you could listen to, or maybe you just wasted 32 minutes of your life and you'll never get it back. And I'm sorry if that was the case, but I'm also not that sorry because I'm glad you're here. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.